Hello, everyone, and welcome to Free Advice Friday. My name is Amy Collins, and I'm here every Friday answering your questions. As the questions come across my desk each week, I pull them together and I answer them here. I also will be sharing with you the news of the week and things that I've heard about, and I love hearing from you guys. If at any point over the next week you come across something that maybe I can help with, please just email me at FAF. That's Free Advice Friday, FAF at newshelves.com. You can also reach me personally at Amy, AMY, at newshelves.com. I absolutely love answering your questions. We have tons of them that came in this week. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the news that just hit today. Draft2Digital, one of my favorite ebook wholesalers and distributors out there, has arranged in a partnership program with Baker and Taylor. If you have a Draft2Digital account, and if you don't, go get one. Draft2Digital is one of the easiest and best ways to get into a myriad of different retailers and library wholesalers like Overdrive, but ebook retailers out there. Draft2Digital has been around for a while. I have a lot of good reviews from them and about them, and I really like them. Well, today they announced that they have come up with a partnership and that they are offering distribution to Baker and Taylor as well. So getting your ebook into Baker and Taylor, which was never easy, is now something that you can do through your Draft2Digital account. Go to Draft2Digital. I've put the URL right below, but if you're listening to this on the audio podcast, it's www.draft, then the numeral 2, digital.com. If you're listening on this podcast, please feel free to go to newshelves.com/FAF. Again, FAF as in Free Advice Friday. If you go to newshelves.com/FAF, I'll have all the links for you there every week that I talk about. If I mention it on this show, it shows up on that webpage. Well, let's get right to the first question of the week. I got an email from Bianca who was very worked up because she, like the rest of us, has been slowly going through the process of moving her books from CreateSpace to Kindle Direct Publishing. CreateSpace, as you know, is shutting down. Everything is getting moved to KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. But the problem that Bianca is facing, and that a number of you are facing, is that her ISBN is not being accepted by KDP. See, the ISBN belongs to her. She bought it, but it was registered and listed under a third-party publisher. This third-party publisher has given Bianca full permission to sell and distribute the books herself, but because they registered the ISBN and because her original book under that ISBN is listed in all the databases as belonging to that publishing house, KDP has it flagged in their system as belonging to someone else, and they're not giving permission to Bianca to get her book up into their system. If you are facing this, if you upload your book to KDP and you are getting a flagged message saying that the ISBN is already in their system, listed as belonging to someone else, here are the different ways that could be happening and how to address it. The first possibility is that the book and the ISBN is registered to you, but that you had checked expanded distribution when you were with CreateSpace. So what you need to do is you need to uncheck expanded distribution back at your CreateSpace page, or send an email to KDP telling them that you do not want to be listed under CreateSpace's expanded distribution system. Then what you need to do at that point is go to Ingram Spark. See, when you check expanded distribution at CreateSpace, what you're doing is you are giving CreateSpace permission to put your book into their Ingram Spark account. Ingram Spark also, is powered by the same company, also known as Lightning Source. So if you had chosen expanded distribution, your book will be listed through Ingram Spark as a book that belongs to CreateSpace, and you need to shut that down before you can transfer it to KDP. If you did not do this, I'm afraid it's going to be a few headaches. You need to fill out a transfer form. There's a lot of things that you have to do. I have the instructions, the step-by-step instructions on how to transfer a book from CreateSpace's ownership into your own ownership on my website. If you go to newshelves.com/blog, newshelves.com/blog, you will find a blog written by me. It's about 3 or 4 blogs down. It's very early on, that will give you the step-by-step instructions on how to transfer your book from Ingram Spark's belief that CreateSpace owns it, so that Ingram Spark will then turn the ownership over to you. Possibility number 2, you might be in a situation very much like Bianca. Bianca actually gave another company permission to sell, market, and distribute her book. Her best bet is not going to be a transfer. Although she can try it, if she really wants Ingram Spark to give her ISBN back to her and she really doesn't want to republish her book under a new ISBN, she can give that a try. There's no guarantee that KDP will accept it, but that is one way to go. I would suggest, for simplicity's sake, that you simply re-release the book under a new ISBN. If you have bought 10 or 100 ISBNs from Bowker through myidentifiers.com, or if you're a Canadian citizen, you can get your ISBNs completely for free from the Canadian government, there's really no harm at this point in starting fresh. You can put out another edition of your book under your own ISBN, and once the new edition with the correct ISBN is up through KDP, then you can contact Amazon through your Author Central account and ask them if they would copy over all the reviews and the marketing materials that were on the original edition. Then you can put the first edition out of print. So those are the 2 different possibilities on how Bianca might be working. Now you may find that you can't get your ISBN or your cover, that there may be some glitches at KDP that are outside of these possibilities I just mentioned to you. What we were told up until very recently is that KDP did not have phone support. Well, that has changed. You now can go to the customer service office. If you go to kdp.com and you look up in the upper right-hand corner, which is where most of the servers, that's where it is, you will find a help button. You will be able to get a hold of customer service. And yes, while there is an option to chat with them or to send them an email, they now have the option over to the left where you can speak to them on the phone. You click the Call Me button, you give them your phone number, and they'll call you. You are now able to get a lot more customer service out of KDP than you were a few weeks ago. And I think that's great news. So if you find that your cover is a real problem and it keeps getting kicked out of KDP, there's a really good chance that one of 2 things have happened. Either you built your cover using a CreateSpace template, and a lot of people did that. That's great, but KDP has new, different, and far more updated requirements for their covers. So the best thing to do at that point is to go to KDP's templates and rebuild your cover. They've got a lot of the same templates there. You can probably rebuild it and make it look very similar, if not identical, to the way you had it. But if you used CreateSpace's cover builder, you are, I'm afraid, going to need to rebuild that cover using a KDP cover builder. But the good news is they offer all of the same, if not more, options than they used to. So there's some of the things that's happening with KDP at the moment. KDP is bouncing out a lot of ISBNs because according to their system, somebody else owns your ISBN. Either CreateSpace registered your book at Ingram Spark as a book that they have distribution rights to. So when you move to KDP, KDP's looking in the database and they see that your book's available at Ingram Spark, and you cannot get your book into KDP at that point that way. So your best bet is to re-release the book under a new ISBN. If your book has been around for quite a while, and let's say it's 3-4 years old, you might be in good shape putting your book out under a new ISBN anyway. It refreshes the book, fix a few things that's been annoying you about the book, polish up the cover a bit, maybe make it a little more modern, put a new ISBN on it, fresh pub date, start fresh. Yes, you can still copy over your reviews from the first edition. Yes, you will get a lot of the materials that were on the original page can be copied over to the second edition page, but you get a lot of great opportunities with a fresh book and a fresh start. Now, it depends on the situation. That is only a good idea for a certain number of authors. For other authors, it's a terrible idea. And while I can't offer you the advice right here on this podcast, you need to decide for yourself whether or not it's worth going through the hassle of the transfer aspect. The other thing that we're hearing right now, and this may change in the future, is that KDP is not allowing ISBNs that are registered under another entity at Ingram Spark to actually be uploaded through KDP. I don't believe that's going to last for very long. I think it's a temporary glitch, but as long as that's happening, you need to understand, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to get to that customer service line on KDP, click call me, and see if you can get it straightened out. Lots of times these people can help. So those are the answers that we have today about what's going on with KDP. We will be putting up a lot more of these podcasts as time goes on. I want to thank all of you for your interest over the last several months for Free Advice Friday. We used to run these live every Friday on a webinar. We're now going to run them semi-live using this system. This is a podcast that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. You can find a video of this podcast if you want to see my gorgeous face. You can see a video of it on my YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and search for New Shelves Books, or you can search for Amy Collins. I have the link below here on my page to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to this podcast, and please, if you find my advice helpful, share it with some of your friends. I would love to see your questions in my inbox. You can email me at the email address I have below, or you can always reach me at Amy, A-M-Y, at newshelves.com. Until next week, have a wonderful publishing enterprise, and we'll see you on the next Free Advice Friday.